wants to get to directorship, so I'm ecstatic.
Okay, we are officially starting our You Can Do It Rockstar on the Rise program. I've got it recording, and we're going to spend about a half an hour to 40 minutes with you all, and we are going to try and give you some challenges, give you ideas, and give you inspiration and motivation to get to the next level.
And wants to join.
Now, one of the things, oops,
New recruit.
let's see.
It might be Patty just silenced herself. So.
Okay, good. All right. We understand that there's background noises and things like that. So please forgive us if we ask you to mute. What we're really excited about is Patty, Marie, and I are gathering together to help our people grow. Excuse me. So many times our people know what we're going to say when we say it before it comes out of our mouth, because our businesses are comprised of what we have built and how we've built it, our personalities. So when we cross-train like this, when we get 3 people on there that have built businesses, it's so much better for all of you, because maybe I am going to influence Katie and Marie is going to influence Perian, and we're just going to, and Patty's going to influence Jaylene or Jenny, excuse me, and it's going to make a difference in your lives if you put things, try to put a new set of ears on. And here's my kitty. Hi. Here you go. Say hi. She's in her new home. So the big cat, Mr. the male, who's, you know, Mr. Tough Guy, is hiding in the closet. And Missy's all over the place. So anyway, Rockstars on the Rise Director Bound program. And if you're already a director, this is only going to make you stronger. And those of you that are already directors, I really want to challenge you to do everything we say to everyone else on this call to make your directorship stronger. All right, re-promote yourself. The purpose is to help develop strong booking and recruiting skills, to help consultants become more confident in the business and themselves, to create a ton of excitement and become a fast-track director if that applies. But for this group, it's going to create the desire, and we're going to paint the picture for you of what it's like to be in the directorship part of the Pampered Chef. So, Marie, you want to go from there?
Sure. Remember that with the new program now, that if any of your people become a director during their 90 days, there's some really nice perks for you. So you can listen to all this with an ear, not only for yourself, but how you can help the next generation come along. So, you know, our goal is to promote new directors this fall. And I know that a lot of people say they want something, but very few people are willing to do the work to make it happen. Now, our requirement for this is that you want to promote to director, or if you're a director like Ida is, that you want to grow your team. You're willing to give 100%. We're only going to be doing this for 5 weeks. So there's a saying, short time pain for long-term gain. So we're going to ask you to be on all the Zoom calls. We are recording this, and we know stuff happens. So if you can't make it live, you can make it on the recording. We are going to ask that you have a one-on-one call each week with your director. So if I'm your director, it's me. If it's Patty, you meet with Patty. Nancy Joe, you meet with Nancy Joe. But on our one-on-one call, we're going to be really tackling what you're doing to make your completing your commitments. Yeah. And at the end, we're asking you to have a minimum of 12 virtual shows. Now, before you flip out on us, remember that for every 2 virtual shows equals 1 cooking show. So if back in the day, we talked about doing 2 shows a week. So if you were to do 4 cooking shows in a week, it's really like doing 2 cooking shows. Did I make
No,
sense?
you
Or
said that
vir-
wrong.
I said it wrong.
Two cooking shows per week is 8 makes you great. We've all heard that. That's the goal. What we have found is 4 virtual shows equal 2 cooking shows. Okay, in the way of sales and how many people you're engaging with, etc. So however you want to mix your business, all right, whether it's all cooking, part virtual, or all virtual, the goal is to have the amount that would be either 16 live or virtual, 8 live, or any mix in between. We just found that when you have, you're going to be really networking with 100, well, with virtual 200 people, but you know how much the engagement is with the virtual. Okay, so it's different when you're live. So do you understand? We want you to have enough shows to do enough sales, to meet enough people, to, you guys can cover the 5,000 yourself when you're doing that number of shows, so that all you need to do is get the 5 active and you've got directorship in the back. Does that make sense to everybody?
And
When Pampered Chef did this with the Lead and Lead Plus teams, the growth that came out of the Lead and Lead Plus teams were tremendous, okay? And they were really, really tough on these stipulations. So we want to emulate what they did because it worked. Not for us, but for you. Does that make sense? This is our best season ever. This is the easiest time to get bookings and recruits in the sense of going into the fall, or starting it in the fall. So, and it'll be a great time when you promote to director right now. It's easy to keep it because it's the fall, all right? It's the fall. So you're in the perfect place at the perfect time.
there was somebody who asked, when should the requirements be met? We're giving you like a 2-week lead on this. So really we're kind of looking at October as having, you know, requirements all set in place, but it's a matter of just starting. So one of the things you absolutely need to get, if you don't already have, is a spiral notebook. So you need a place, and if you have one in front of me, show me your notebook. Who's already got one? All right. I see Lisa's. I see Katie's. I see Karen. Look at Denise. Denise has got her notebook. Ida's in the car. You don't need to show me anything. Just keep both hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. So yes, you need. This is going to be like your Pampered Chef little Bible where you're going to put everything in there. So let's take a look at what the requirements are. I want to repeat what Nancy Jo said. You can do any combination of what works for you. It could be 4 cooking shows, 4 virtual shows a week. It could be 2 cooking shows a week, or a combination of both. But this is going to give you the foundation to build a business. And back in the ancient times, it was all cooking shows. And both Nancy, Jo, Patty, and myself did 2 to 3 cooking shows a week. And that's how we built our base and built our business. Once you're there, you decide what you want to do. And if you think we're crazy, it's okay. Just take a breath. Let's try and do this together. So the requirements, let's go over. Everybody show me your hand. I want to see some hands. Yes, that is what it takes to be a director. 5 members of the team that are active, a $5,000 team in combination of sales, and all your sales minimally needs to be $750. But you can hold the team. You can have 4,000 or 5,000 yourself, and it all has to occur in the same month. Once you make directorship, from that point on, you could do the entire sales yourself. Nancy, do you want to talk about the benefits?
Sure.
Promoting.
The benefits are really amazing. When you become a director this year, it'll require less points for you to go on the trip. You'll receive 250 Pampered Chef dollars, $100 professional development opportunity. That means that you can go to they have a list of approved speakers, and you can go to one of those and they will reimburse up to $100 of your fee. So maybe it's $149 to go, but they'll reimburse $100. That always has to be pre-approved, and that's easy to do. You get a 3% pay increase in personal sales. Now let's talk about that for a minute. If you're at 27%, that 3% is really like almost a 10% raise, okay? Because a little more than a 10% raise, actually. So you really, 3% doesn't sound like much, but it really is. You're going to see a real difference. You're going to make 3% on your team sales. So you're going to get an override. Whatever your team does, you're going to get 3%. So if they do $5,000 in sales, you're going to get $150. If they do $10,000, you're going to get $300. All right. You're going to get a $10 activity bonus for each person that turns in $150 in sales. Now, please don't be confused with the $20 deal right now, okay? $20 is just to keep them on the roster while we have, you know, so that they don't fall off after 6 months. Do you guys know about the $20 activity right now? Okay. So right now, because of subscriptions, they're trying something for 6 months. And that is, people will stay on your roster as long as they have $20 in sales. Now, that does not keep, $20 in sales does not keep your career sales active. You have to have the 150 every other month to keep your career sales active. So this is just to keep you on the roster and to be able to order subscriptions or pick up your business at any time. And the really exciting part is, as long as you do $1,250 3 months out of the past 4, or $5,000 total in those 4 months, you will receive director benefit package of products.
Okay, hold right there.
Okay.
That's worth $600 right now. That means you're going to get a cooking blender. You're going to get that gingerbread house. You're going to get that charcuterie tray.
Yeah.
Think about the entire fall lineup of products will suddenly be a gift at your door.
Yeah, that's huge. It's really, really huge. And what's really nice is you can use that as promotions with your team, you know, the extra stuff. You know, you can use it at your second house, or you can do whatever you like. You could save it for a Christmas present for your child if you've earned it once, whatever it may be. But you will have that the ability. You'll get a set of products for free, and you will also have the ability to earn a set of products for your sales. Okay. So why do you want to promote to a director with a Pampered Chef? And what is your promotion day? Let's hear from some of you your why. Why would you like to promote to director?
Don't be shy.
You might need to
I'll go first because I have a very urgent why. It actually changed recently. We moved, my rent went up, we got a new car, and I'm doing this as a full-time job. So I need to promote and maintain a business that will provide 50% of household income. That is my why.
Okay. That's an excellent why. And Katie, so you have a fire under you to
Yes.
do it now.
100%. As soon, there's not a date, it's as soon as possible. It's as soon as I can make this happen.
ASAP. Okay. All right. And we have in the chat, we have, let's see.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Janine says to be my own boss, to work from home.
Okay. Very good.
The reason we're asking this is we can't want it more than you want it. And if you really want to make things happen, it's going to be up to you. So DJ said pay down the mortgage. I love that idea.
Yeah. And okay, so write this down in those books that you've got. Your first assignment is to tell us why you want to become a director on our Facebook group. Okay? It's your first assignment, and we'd also love to know how many recruits you already have. Okay? And what your promotion date, what you would like it to be.
Tammy, can you mute yourself? I'm getting some background noise.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
No problem.
There we go. Thank you. So leaders don't work to minimums. So that is something that we are really, over the next 2 calls, really going to be focused on the booking part of this journey. And you will promote to a leader if you really concentrate on that part of the business. Now, I know Lisa Ford is on this call. She already has 2,000 in sales in this month from just 2 shows. She is starting to really rocket in the virtual shows and having $1,000 virtual shows. So I may be leaning on you, Lisa, to teach us. And that's the thing that we've promised each other, Nancy, Joe, Patty, and myself. We have promised each other that what we learn, we are going to share. So we are a group that wants to cross this line together, holding hands. So it's a learning process for all that. So go over your calendar to identify the dates that you can work. 12 shows will ensure a consistent show calendar, but you need to account for life happening and book 16 as your goal. And when we say this, we're being fluid. 8 cooking shows, and you do an overage to 10 to hold 8. Or 16 cooking shows, which is like 4 a week. But please remember that you're doing the same posts into all 4 shows. You're not doing
16 virtual shows. You just said cooking.
Yeah, so let's just concentrate on a week, 4 shows in a week, or 2 cooking shows, or a combination.
Yeah, 4 virtual, 2 cooking, or 2 live.
Yep.
And some of you may want to experiment with the way you do virtual shows, okay? Some of you may not want to do the whole 5-day thing, and what you may want to do, if you love, especially if you love the cooking show, and you love to engage with people, you may want to set up a Facebook group with your host and have them invite, put in some posts, but then go live for 30 minutes and do a recipe. And that can be your show, all right? So don't be overwhelmed if, or you can do Squee too. I mean, Squee is a little process, and those parties, people are able to share their outlines with no repercussions. But it's, again, getting people to go to a link at a certain time. That's the key. But if that is more comfortable for you, don't feel like you need to do it the way everyone else is doing the virtual shows, okay? There's flexibility in all things, and I want you to find what works best for you, because you'll be able to do it, okay? And so
I'm reading, I'm just going to pause a button because I'm reading, Denise says she has 2,300 in sales. She has 5 recruits, but only 2 are active. She's $20 away from being a team leader, but she still has 4 more parties. I'm going to tell you something that Katie is doing. Katie is hosting a mega show for some of her team members. And you can also do more than one host on a virtual show yourself. So if you have a need to get some people active, and if you want to do a really live event and use your house or a church hall or community center and do it as a fundraiser or do a workshop of some sort and invite people to the workshop, you could be creative of how you can help your team members to become active.
Yeah.
I just wanted to encourage her there. I'm sorry, Nance.
No,
Keep on going.
absolutely. DJ, you're saying that there's some problems with Facebook virtual from business page, which is kind of unusual. I thought that we were good on the business page. But once again, nobody stops you from going live, okay? So you can say to your host, you know what, we're having some issues. Facebook is changing the rules again. So I'm just gonna do a party live and let people see some of my favorite products. I'm gonna put together a recipe. So get really prepared so you can really move on that Facebook Live. You can just move it, okay? And if you have a friend, a sister, a child, whatever, helping you out so you go really fast, or just be really organized and set up so that it moves. But do the show that way and then just post the link for people to order. If you're having issues with Facebook, go around it. Facebook loves live videos. They are not going to do anything to your live video but promote it. And everyone will be able to see a live video, because really that's what the way they want us to be. They want us to be live and authentic. Patty, is that correct? Patty's not listening.
Patty's muted, so whatever she's saying,
Patty?
you can't hear. She's got too much background noise, so you could chat it, you could type it in.
Sorry, say it again, because there's so much background noise. Sorry.
Okay, what I was saying was, if you're having problems with Facebook about DJ says, DJ, are they members of the group? They can see the post but can't comment if they haven't joined. Okay, so DJ said there's some problems on the business page with Facebook. I said, well, then just go live. Because when you go live, Facebook never shuts that down. That's what they want us to do, correct? They want us to go live, do a recipe, show them our favorite products. I mean, even if you picked 5 favorite products and went live, and then later on that day or the next day, do the same thing again, and then put up the link for everybody to order. Put it as an announcement. Because I'll tell you what, I did a $1,300 show. I'm very proud of that. You may hear me say that a couple times. That's my largest virtual show. And you know what? 2/3 of the sales were in on day 1 of when I was showing products. And I was like, no, don't order yet, because we have 2 more days and I'm on direct ship. Didn't matter. It didn't matter. People were anxious. They knew what they wanted. They bought what they wanted. Okay, so what I'm saying is, don't let those humps in the road with Facebook stop you from being successful. Because if you're experiencing that, so is everybody. Go ahead, Patty.
Nance, I just have a question about what's going wrong on the business page. Like, what is the problem on the business page? Why is that? It's Donna.
DJ said there was.
There is. In my show, I had some people that would IM me and say, you know what, I'm able to see everything, but I cannot comment. So I just messaged people and said, listen, if I didn't see any comments, I messaged all the guests and said, if you're not able to make a comment, please let me know, because some people were able to comment and some people, there was like nothing there for them to respond to.
DJ, it's because they have not joined the group.
No. If they don't like your business page, you have to like your business page, or they can't comment on the group if it's linked to your business page.
I have not had that problem at all.
I experienced that with one, because I just started linking my parties to my business page. And they're not able, if they've not joined my business page or like my business page, they're not able to comment on the groups.
All right, so try one of 2 things. Tell your customers to like my business page, and also make sure that they've joined the group, because otherwise they'll be in preview, according to Wendy.
Denise, are you creating the group from your business page?
I just started doing that, and that's where I experienced the same thing. When they hadn't liked my business page, they weren't able to comment on the group that I attached that I created in my business page.
I haven't had that problem because I'm creating it that way. And I'm posting as my business page. Are you
Me too.
business page? Okay. So I have not experienced that at all. And I only run 2 that way right now, but
In fact, I created a group for my business page for somebody that wanted to start a virtual party, and I couldn't even link her as the host until she liked my business page.
oh my
All
gosh.
right, well, we need to listen to Courtney here. She said they don't have to like it, just the host does. These are created by the business page, not linked. I just had 3 parties and all 3 over 1,500 in sales. Whoop, whoop, Courtney, you rock. Yes, so try some different things, Denise, because
No, they were able to see everything. They just couldn't comment. And so the sales are going great. They're just not being able to interact.
well, did you tell them to like your page?
Yes, and they are.
Has
And I'm
it
giving
changed.
Yeah, it has. And I've asked them, I'm like giving them bonus points for coming back and liking it. So that's helping.
Okay. All right. You've just gotten 3 solutions. And you know what? I know that that Facebook is changing all the time, and what they do maybe to Denise is not what they're doing to DJ. So it could be different things. So you've just gotten 3 solutions. Write down those solutions and try them if it happens to you. Some people, I did not have any situation at all, and none of them liked my page. So anyway, so let's keep going on. But good information, and what you can do. Remember, now this Facebook group is a place that you can interact with each other and ask a question, and you can try different things based on what is working for different people. Remember that, okay? Let's talk about your calendar. All right. Wait, I'm sorry, focus. We want you to remember leaders don't work to minimums, so start the journey, never settling at minimums. You won't get there and you won't stay there if you work to minimums, bottom line. With that said, our focus over the next 2 calls will be all about booking and building strong show calendars. We need you to trust us. Trust the activities assigned and trust the entire process. Ellington and Becca Yawn has promoted tremendous amount of people doing this Rockstars on the Rise. And we don't want to deviate from it because we want their same success, right? Okay, so trust the entire process and you will promote to a leader by your promotion date. The ride will be fast, exciting, maybe stressful at times, but so rewarding. So fasten your seatbelt and let's go for a ride. Woohoo! Come on. Let's see everybody's hands up in the air. Woo-hoo! Except yours, you're driving. All right, calendar. We need you to identify the dates on your calendar that you can work and are willing to do virtual shows. You can, and the way I always did it was I highlighted when I want to run a set of virtual shows and when I'm available to work live shows. That way, when you're talking with people and engaging, you'll know, okay? And so let's talk about context now. Marie, you want to take care of that? Unmute yourself.
With your trusty spiral notebook. One of the habits you are going to form is a 25 contacts a week habit. And this means that it is a 2-way contact. It is not a contact if you message somebody and they don't text or message you back. And one little tip is consider using GIFs, whatever you want to call it, GIFs, crazy little things, GIFs, in part of your messaging. So you can send them like a crazy, let's party, or would you like, make it a fun message if you're Facebook messaging people. And if you're leaving message, text somebody and then follow up with a phone call, but it needs to be a 2-way conversation. However, for the next 2 weeks, we want you to do 50 contacts for these next 2 weeks. So we're asking you to double the habit that we want you to eventually keep. And there is a video that we're going to ask everybody to watch or rewatch from Stephanie Richardson. Patty, do you want to confirm that it is on pcteamtraining.com? Yes. Do you see Patty's thumb up? Stephanie Richardson's making 25 contacts a week. Her video is on our training site, pcteamtraining.com, password extreme. So this is the way you're going to start. To make contacts, you're going to go through your Facebook friends list, starting with the letter A, and they will send the following message. If you're ready to record or write fast, here's the message. Hi, DJ. I'm beginning a new journey, and I'm asking you to be my guinea pig or part of my pilot program. I'm asking you to try a virtual show with the Pampered Chef. They're super fun. I have games, tips, tricks, recipes, and tools. You'll add your friends to a group page that I set up. Sit back, play the games, make some comments, and enjoy the week with your friends. Watch the magic unfold. Are you willing to help me out while I totally spoil you with some free products? All right. We will type it up and post it in our group, but that's it. And for those who've exhausted their Facebook, so you start at A, you're going to make maybe 10 reaching out things, and then you're going to sit back, communicate with them, and do another 10. So for those that have potentially exhausted their Facebook friends list, here are some options to send that same message. Referrals from friends. Go through your contacts in Pampered Chef, like your own contact list. Out and about. You're at the grocery store. You're waiting in line. You're getting your car washed. You
Hey, let me interrupt right here. Wear or carry PC logo. You guys get out of your car, go into the bank, go into the Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, wear your PC logo. It's amazing how conversations start.
And you can also use us as an excuse. You could tell people, I'm in a training class. I'm in a leadership class. I am, whatever you want to use. I'm part of a program. And part of my job in that program is to, I'm sorry. Answer. Hang on. I'm in a part of a program and I need to make X amount of contacts. Can I hand you this? Isn't that?
You guys use the words Leadership Achievement Program.
There you go.
All right.
What she said. Think about who you have a holiday card list to. Maybe LinkedIn, if you do that. Pampering a business, if you go to the nail salon, if you go to get your hair done somewhere, if you bring in a tray of brownies along with a couple catalogs, the next time you go to a doctor's appointment, your wedding guest list, your phone contact list, your family reunion list. And when you
to be a free speaker at a coffee break or a MOPS group, things like that, about healthy eating or making fun lunches for kids, things like that. We're at the beginning of the year. All those groups are starting up and offer to be a free speaker. That's how I met Barb Kuba. She hosted a show. I was a free speaker at my church for 15 minutes at coffee break. She hosted a show. Her show was the most successful show she ever had. She goes, well, nobody ever comes to these. I said, well, if you listen to what I tell you to do with host coaching, It'll be amazing what will happen. And she said, oh my gosh, I do have friends that like me. Because she said no one ever came to her other shows. We had such a great time. It was such a successful show. And then I offered her a job, and she's been with me for 25 years.
Wow.
Working in my office. So I just want to let you know those little freebies. Offer to be a junior at your junior women's league at you can go in and at your high school sometimes and offer to be a little free speaker during a home ec class. So think outside the box.
What did you say to her? So you said, if you just listened to me, what did you say to her, Nance?
I told her about that we need to invite 30 to 40 people to get 10 to 15 people in the room. Okay.
Excellent.
And I said, remember, if you exclude people because you are judging whether they cook or don't cook or would or wouldn't like this, you are making the decision for them.
Right.
Invite everybody, let them decide. So when they hear about what a great time we had, either virtually or live, they're not going to be able to say, oh, I wish you would have invited me. I would have enjoyed that. Let them decide.
Right. A really important thing to mark down, and I want you to write this down. Once you've sent those messages out and you've waited a little bit, if you have not heard anything back, you are going to follow up with this text. Now, use your own verbiage, but this is the way I have it in front of me. Hey, girl, or hey, Mary, just checking if you got my message and what your thoughts were. Hey, friend. Hey, cousin. Hey, whatever. Hey, roomie. Hey, college friend. Just checking if you got my message and what your thoughts were.
And if they say no, thank you for them, that's when you ask for the referrals and say, do you know anyone that might like to equip their kitchen with some new products for free and half price?
So here's where accountability comes into. We want you to screenshot your 50 contacts from this week. So you're going to write who you messaged.
From
and
the
then
2 weeks. 2 weeks, right?
No, it's normally 25 contacts a week. So for the first 2 weeks, they're doing double work.
Okay, all right.
I'm reading the program. I'm just saying. So they said track 50 contacts per week for the first 2 weeks, and then it's going to turn to 25. And you're going to screenshot your progress and post that you've made your contacts. You are going to watch the Stephanie Richardson making the 25 contacts per week. And there is one more thing that you need to do. And Patty, my question to you is if it's on PC Team Training or if this is just on Pampered Chef, there's a bookings training called How to Fill Your Calendar by Marna Ross.
Coffee talk.
I'll look.
Okay.
I know it.
Oh, it's a coffee talk. Okay, Nance, do you want to just read them the number or type it in?
Yeah, here's the number.
Give them the, what do you call it?
It's 641-715-0744. Access code 235347#.
Can you repeat that?
I can. And wait, there's a reference number 73. So I'm going to start at the beginning. 641-715-0744. When they ask you for the access code, it's going to be 235347#. And then the reference is number 73. And we want to celebrate you.
All right. I think we got through our entire program today.
In 45 minutes, that's the goal. All right. We want to give you guys time to go out and get started. And here's something that I always did when I was looking to go to the next level with bookings, is I made a game out of my last, like, so many shows, you know, however, I don't know how many shows you have, but out of the last 20 shows, I would go through and I would look for the people who ordered $75 or more. I would call them. Then I'd go through that same 3 months of people and look for people who ordered between $40 and $50, because that's a bulk of people, right? Or yeah, I'm sorry, 50 to 75, and then, you know, $35 to $50. Then, you know, just keep breaking it down, making it fun. And you don't want to rebook a ton of hosts that just had parties, okay? Because their groups just went through things. You want to get to the guests of those parties. Really important. So if you feel like you don't have any leads, you've got them sitting in your party, in your computer under all your parties, right there. Do some customer care calls. All the verbiage is there in Pampered Chef Dash now. Okay, so go ahead and do that. You have lots of leads. You just don't know it. Okay. All right.
All right. At this point in time, I would love to finish with your reactions and maybe open it up to Patty, since you're on location right now. Patty's in Texas. And oh, look at the room full of people there with Patty. Wonderful. And you're muted. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi. There's a lot going on here sometimes. Hey.
She's in my house because I have new bathrooms.
There you go.
Great. Hey, is anybody excited about the program? What's your reactions?
Very good, very good. Even from a veteran, that all of the stuff is amazing.
We all have to put on our apron and try new things. And even if we tried them before, we have to do it with a new hat.
So Jeannie had a really good idea. She goes, "This would be great. Can we just get it in a checklist? Like all of the to-do list, the homework assignment. Maybe we can get all of that. Here is where it's at. Like point out, this is where that is. What do you guys think?" Well,
look in the chat. I just jotted down.
Oh,
and then we need to send back a to-done list.
To-done list. I love it. I love it.
With a deadline.
Check.
The thing is even if we're really bad at it, if we made 50 two-way contacts, by the end, we're going to be getting better. We're going to learn something from each thing. And I love that follow-up of, you know, like, hey, I hadn't heard from you. What were you thinking? And then somebody in chat said, if no, not now, or is it no, not ever, so that you could keep things going. But the whole idea is we're not asking you for the rest of your life. We're asking you to commit for 5 weeks. So that's it. We're asking you to commit for 5 weeks. We are going to work really hard, especially the first 2 weeks, to really fill up the calendars. And even if we do it badly, we're going to be ahead. We're going to learn something. It's going to be great.
And the biggest reason for the calendar is you're going to feel successful when you go to those shows and those parties, and you're going to talk about Pampered Chef in a different way. You're going to exude confidence because it's working for you. That's the number one thing. But then also, I want to teach you how to handle a no really quick. And I know many of you have heard this before, but I think it's really, really powerful. And you can practice with somebody, all right? So Marie, practice with me. I know you're muted. Unmute for a minute. And you be a no thank you. So Marie, what do you think about what I have to offer you in the way of doing a party?
Things are too crazy busy for me right now, Nance.
Okay, I totally can respect that, Marie. But I would love to work with you someday. We got along so well at the party. You added so much in on the comments at the virtual party, or you did that manual food processor at my party. You sold those, not me. And what I would love to do is someday do something for you and your friends. But I totally respect that timing is everything. So would you consider this a seed planted? And you decide if you'd ever like to water it, because I really would love to be the person you call, and I would love to work with you someday at your own party, or maybe at doing what I do in the future. But if you would just consider this a seed planted, I'd be very honored.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And that's how they always say, oh, that's great, no problem. Oh, and you know what it is? Everybody loves a garden. And a seed planted says, I'm going to respect you and what your needs are. And if you ever need me in the future, I'd love to work with you. It leaves the no thank you on such a good playing field that nobody feels uncomfortable. And that's what you want. And when nobody feels uncomfortable, you're going to go for the no more. All right. And that's what you're going to want to do, is go for the no.
Mm-hmm.
I have a suggestion.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, when people are making phone calls,
I'm in it.
so personal phone calls, and people actually answer, then the first thing I say to them is, "Hi, Nancy Jo, thank you for taking my call," instead of saying, "Do you have a minute?" Because nobody is going to say,
Oh, I love
Right.
that, Jeannie. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
my call.
Because you've seen us just go like this twice, didn't you? Nope. Yeah.
And I say, I know everybody, you could have ignored my call, or whatever.
I
So
love
it
that.
starts
Thank
with-
you for taking my call.
Perfect.
We've got a couple people on this call who are super close to promotion. Katie has like 2,000 in team sales in, and one person active right now, and a half of another person active. She's got $100 in sales. We've got Wendy, who's got 4,000 in sales, and one active team member. I'm just thinking out of the box here about some event or a mega party or something like that where you can help others become active,
And again, tell them this is a team effort. We have the opportunity to qualify as a director team this month. So get them to own part of the director team title. All right. And so just say, but we're going to need everyone's help on being active. Who needs some ideas? Or, I'm going to run the mega show. You can put your people in so that you can be active, etc. Okay. So, but put it out there that, hey guys, we have the opportunity to be a director team this month. Let's do this together.
I was going to let everybody know, I've already been doing the 5 contacts per month, and I put mine on a Google Doc. And if it helps, I don't know if y'all can see that, I color coded and I made a key. Like, so if I'm talking to somebody about a recruit, I make it pink. If it's to host a party, it's yellow. If it's about a product, it's blue. If they've not responded, I make it orange. And if they flat out said no, I've made it red. But if I actually like make a sell or host a party, I turn it green. And so like in August, I had these, and if they have a follow-up date, like get back with me next month, I automatically make a new tab and move them to the next month. So I don't forget to contact them the next month. So it kind of helps. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can do this on notebook paper also.
Is
But
that
then,
shareable, Denise?
I'm sorry?
Is that shareable?
Yeah, I could probably share it, but I mean, it's very easy. I mean, I just put name in one column. I just started putting people's in
But
there.
maybe somebody on this call doesn't know how to do a Google
Okay, yeah,
Doc. It
yeah.
would be a blessing for you to share.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so then whether I have my tablet or my phone or on my computer, I can see it, you know, I can see it on no matter where I'm at. I don't have to have a notebook with me.
Perfect.
So I can be somewhere and just add it on there if someone says, hey, call me next month, and I don't ever miss, you know.
So go ahead and put that right on the Facebook page if you
Okay.
will. Can you share a document that won't go back to her document, Patty?
I'll create a new one of
Okay.
it
You'll
just by
just have
itself,
to
and then
share the one that has nothing in it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
I'll
what
do
I'm
that.
Awesome. Perfect.
And Denise, why don't you go ahead and share what's going on with you? Because I know you're really close to that team leader promote, but how many recruits do you have?
I have 5.
Ah!
I have 5. I know. I have 5, and I've got 2 more that are on the fence. One that are, but I only have 3 that are active, like even in Dash, you know. So, but I've got one that just signed up Friday, and let me tell you, she's got more Dash points than I do already. She signed up. She signed up Friday and called in sick and stayed on Dash for all weekend. I'm like, so I'm a little excited about her. So, and she's already got sales on her launch party, and she's got like $130. So she's $20 away from being active. My other recruit actually just qualified this month. So I've got one qualified at $12.50, and then her. So, and I've got 2,300 in team cells right now, and I've got 500 sitting unsubmitted and 4 more parties. So I should get team lead at least this month. So I'm excited about that.
Well, you
Go
and
for
Katie
gold.
should hold
Go for
hands because you guys are about like in the same predicament. Katie, actually, I will brag on her, has, and Katie, from experience, I had to make a $400 car payment. That's what drove my business in the early days. So it wasn't, maybe I'll make those calls, maybe I'll book those shows, maybe I'll do it. If I did not have the money coming in at the end of the month, we weren't going to be able to make that car payment. And that's what drove me to be very consistent. If a show canceled, I sat there trying to replace that money from that night. So it's a driving need for that paying a bill that will make you do it one way or another. You just figure out how to make it happen. Katie has 10 consultants technically, and we just need 5 of them to have CPR. You know, are you alive? Can you breathe? Anything? Can we drive business to you somehow?
And Wendy says she has 4,000 in sales for September, 1 active team member and 2 inactives, and just so close and very frustrated. You know, Wendy, if you can't raise the dead or revive the dead, then you just need to look for 3 people or 4 people that will do an online show before the end of the month. You know, I mean, it's just that simple. They can run it for 3 days and get 150 in sales, and you'll be there.
Yeah, and you may then want to turn that hostess into a consultant with the sales from her show. You know, so even if minimally she does the minimum kit.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, Marie, I'm going to stop recording.
Okay. I have one more. Janine says her hand is up. She's like, she doesn't have her video on. So I don't know if you want to just take that right away.
Sure.
Janine, can you come unmute or whatever? She's muted. Does she see me? Janine?
Okay, she's unmuted. Go ahead.
Hey, give me a second to unmute. Yes, I have. I've been sitting at 5 for about 4 months on my team, and in the beginning, 2 of them, you know, at least were active. 2, I think, were kidnappers, which doesn't surprise me, and we have those every now and then. But I just wanted to say thank you for this, and thank you for inviting me. I think this was the catalyst that I needed to get started. You guys know that, my manager moved out of state. We're still in contact, but this is going to really help. I don't have a meeting to go to. I can have my own meeting.
That's right.
It never occurred to me, build my team, have my own meeting. Nothing needs to really change. And since I have let the follow-up go the last few months, I realized I've got over 100 people to contact now that I didn't have before. So I actually have a place to start, and I'm excited about that.
Awesome, awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I have got to continue to empty boxes.
Okay.
Thank you for spending this time. Marie and Patty, if you want to keep rolling with this, do you guys want to keep rolling? I just have I have some things.
I can stay. I know Patty.
The recording.
I did stop. Oh,
Okay. No.